Welcome guys, Vinchester against Stark, the final game of the round of 16, the last best of 5, and oh god. Oh god, okay, that was weird. And yeah, we have very special civilizations and a very special co-caster. He was second in the Nation Cup and is the most experienced scheduler of timings and other schedule topics ever made. Super entertaining person. And yeah, welcome Mr. Ra himself. And let's take a look at the civilizations and tell me, what are we witnessing here?
Hey Nilly, I just want to say thank you for the great introduction, and I think you pretty much nailed it right there when you listed my greatest accomplishment. It's definitely the scheduling side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting sis, we kind of have to say, right? Stark going for the pretty standard one: Malians, Indians, Berbers, Incas, Burmese, but Vinchester, go through that please.
Well, I think you should take over the Civ because it's all very new to me. I'm kind of still not familiar with any of the new Civs. I'm getting to learn them now.
Okay, then I will say it. So Vinchester going with Mayans first, quite interesting, and then goes for Celts and Goths. We will see how he plays those. In the last match he picked those two as well, and a lot of people were questioning him, and he still performed great. So I would say we are just jumping into game number 1 here. Ra, why don't you introduce the players, and I will take over with the civilizations.
So you can see Stark over here in the north corner playing the Incas, and on the south corner we have Vinchester with Ethiopians, and maybe you can talk a little bit about these two civilizations.
Yeah, so Incas, they have two advantages. First of all, the Eagle Warriors became pretty strong, and therefore building them in Feudal Age is pretty nice, and also they became a bit stronger in Castle Age. And on the other side, they have cheaper towers, cheaper castles with NTCs, so everything with stone is cheaper. And therefore, a tower rush could be a viable option. On the other side, Ethiopians, they get 100 food and 100 gold every time they get to another age, and their archers shoot faster. And in addition to that, they even get the pikeman and cavalry upgrade for free. So overall, one of the strong civilizations for sure.
Very interesting Civ bonuses. This is all very new to me. It's kind of interesting seeing them. That archer line firing faster for Ethiopian seems really huge. 18%.
It was 25 even, I believe. I believe it got nerfed. So
to me, that sounds massive. If you have a big stack of units firing against each other. Now, does that include skirmishers as well, or is that only archers?
It's only the archer line, and obviously for crossbowmen, arbalest, and especially since we are now playing with 1.5 and the lag is so much less, people are actually able to really abuse this and really, yeah, have shown great starter step micro. There was one very famous game, Tedo against Liri, and it was Ethiopians against Indians, I believe, at that time. And Tedo just starter step micro so much faster than we've ever seen before.
So I imagine Incas is going to go for some kind of tower rush with some kind of infantry, either men-at-arms or eagles. Is that a good guess? And Ethiopians is going to go for some kind of archer combination?
Yeah, most likely Stark, he will start with like 3 M&A and then we'll switch into Feudal Age Eagles, which are pretty good, especially if you get the +1 defense against potential archers. Not the greatest ward here by Vinch, and his front wood line is pretty ugly, I have to say.
Really? You don't like the wood line much? Yeah, I think the wood is not that great, but the map itself is kind of nice. The way the gold and the wood are together in the back, that should be pretty hard for Stark to really do any damage there with his towers. He should be able to secure that fairly easily, I would think.
Yeah, we will see. And Stark not on stone yet, so it will be on 1 tower first after 3 M&A, and I believe he will control this front area pretty nicely. At the same time, Vinchester, something that we haven't seen in quite some time, doesn't build a single militia or M&A, just instantly goes for double archery range here, as it seems. Okay, villagers now coming forward, and
Oh, that's a really ambitious tower, and I think it will go up. That will do some damage. So definitely that front wood is not that great for Vinchester. He's about to lose it now.
let's take a look. Does Vinchester see it? He saw some villagers, not 100% sure if he actually saw it. But yeah, he just goes for more repair here and now sees the tower. I believe he needs to get those villagers out because that could be a death threat for them.
Yeah, I think this was kind of a misstep from Vinchester because it's kind of obvious that Stark will go for the forward tower rush, right? And it's kind of obvious that's the first spot he's gonna target. He should have started with some men-at-arms himself, in my opinion, to secure that wood line a little bit.
Yeah, either he has to go for some M&A himself, or he can just go for the wood on the left-hand side. That would be an option. Obviously, the M&A would be so great, and suddenly Vinchester just losing. Okay, one villager, one scout, but now get some archers out. Let's see if he can control this area a bit better. But that's a pretty ugly tower number 2 here. Stark, close to those 2 archer ranges. He has 4 on stone already.
Yeah, this is pretty dangerous too, because Vinchester used his tower on the left-hand side and the right-hand side is completely exposed for now. So Stark should be able to easily tower that right-hand side, and that would really hurt if he goes for it. Let's see.
Yeah, but Vinchester is now going on stone himself. Probably will build a mining camp there and then has the possibility to just build some defensive towers himself. But as I said before, Incas not only having eagles but also cheaper towers is so nice. And 3 archers now. Let's take a look how he is able to defend and how much control he will have, because now this tower is something you cannot really contest.
Let's see. This will be really interesting. If I was Vinchester, I would go all in right now, and he's sending some villagers. I would send 10 villagers. You have to stop that tower. You can't let it go up, right? If that tower goes up, the game is over, I think. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, let's see. Indeed, one villager
he should have sent
go down.
more villagers.
He didn't lose a single villager. 2 is super low, but he didn't lose them.
But the tower will go up. He should have sent a few more villagers earlier. He's doing it now. Oh.
Yeah, but that's fine. All the M&A are down. I believe Stark should not have fought this. I think he should have waited till the tower gets up. Just run around, try to get the tower up, because now Vinchester fought him down, and he will get those villagers inside the tower.
Yes, that worked out nicely. That worked out nicely for Vinchester. Actually, maybe the fact that he sent less villagers kind of didn't scare off Stark too much, and Stark thought he can win the fight, you know? So maybe that worked out nicely for him.
Well, he always has to take the fight, right? No matter what. I think he just needs to run longer so that the tower can actually help. Yes. Because now it was... The first phase was M&A fighting, second phase was tower fighting. But you needed both to happen at the same time. By the way, Vinchester, I believe, housed for the 3rd time in this game?
Yeah, he's getting housed a lot, but he's in the lead now. He's doing really well, and he's doing the right thing. He's going on the offensive right away. Let's see if he's going to keep going. I think that's key right now, to go offensive and maybe get there before some more towers are up. Let's see if he's going to manage it.
Yeah, and Stark, well, building 2 towers already, still has more villagers on stone, so I believe he will be fine. The wood line pretty far in the back. And yeah, so using something that you probably haven't seen quite often, a palisade gate.
Yeah, looks like that's new with the expansion, I guess. Very interesting.
And yeah, gives you another possibility to do some quick walls in feudal age as well. And let's take a look. Oh, Stark even stonewalled the gold at the left hand side, and Vinchester now going for more walls. And yeah, villager count, that even military count, nicely in favor of Mr. Winch here.
I think Vinchester is in a good position. We'll see, but I think he's done well against the forward so far. And ooh, that tower is in range, isn't it? It's in range of the archers. Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4. I think if he just attacks it from behind. I think Vinchester should have. Well, he's spreading out not very nicely. Not even killing a villager there. I think he could have went for more. Yeah, probably was one tile off there. And Stark even walling the second gold spot.
Man, those archers fire fast. It feels like they have a thumb ring upgrade.
Oh yeah. And let's think about it. They also get thumb ring as Ethiopians. So getting crazy for sure. Market now for Stark. He's double barracks, wants to go for more eagles, probably buy himself up. And yeah, there's one beautiful thing. Those eagles in Imp get attack that they have more defense against archers, and then those archers aren't doing much anymore.
Is that an Inca's upgrade that you're talking about?
Extra. Yeah, indeed. Every civilization now has two unique upgrades, one in Castle, one in Imperial Age. And the Imperial Age one is that they get, I believe, like 2 more pierce armor or something.
Ah yes, +1, +2.
Ah yeah.
Very interesting. So Vinchester has to win the game in Castle Age, but it looks like he's well on his way to doing that, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Indeed, and that's a nice amount of archers here. 23 military count. Stark, 600 food, 400 gold. Let's take a look at the resources of Vinchester. Well, he is looking up to Castle Age pretty soon as well. 500 food, and let's take a look. Sniping ability there? No, not really. Stark absolutely on spot, but that farm is going down. Or is it?
You know, that's something I see players doing a lot more now, is targeting farms, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know why it's been overlooked for so long. I started doing it a while back. I noticed not too many people were doing it, but now I see it more and more. It's 60 wood, and it's fairly easy to take out.
Yeah, that's so true. And people indeed have overlooked it, maybe trying to go for more damage in the old days, but now people, since the level became so much closer at the top, you have to go for smaller edges than trying to run around and just try to pick off 5 villagers. But every time the enemy will have the quick wall anyways. So I believe just with the development of the skill, you have to go for that now.
What would you do if you were Vinchester at this point? Would you be trying to finish the game in Castle Age, or just trying to keep your lead and go into Imperial?
Actually, he could go for Shotels, and he's going for 2 more villages on stone, so he will probably build a castle, and then I would go for Crossmen and Shotel Warriors. They are a melee unit that has incredible damage output, I believe like 16 damage output in Castle Age or something even. So they will just 3-hit those eagles, I believe, and yeah, that would be my choice. And I will probably build this castle quite defensively, and yeah, most important thing is to really get those upgrades running.
Favorite castle position? I would imagine somewhere on the left hand side, maybe take back that wood and the golds. What are your thoughts? Or would it be more on the right hand side to secure his existing gold?
Left hand side is obviously nice because then the castle can slowly work on the stone walls that Stark put around the stone around the gold there. But right hand side is probably the spot where Stark would try to do the most damage, and we already haven't so much at the left hand side, so I'll probably go for the right hand side.
Okay, let's see what he does. Oh, looks like he kind of went a little bit on the left, a little bit in the middle, yeah, in between.
Okay.
That's a good position in my opinion. Covers his farm, covers everything, so takes out 1 tower.
Okay. Wow. I don't like it that much, honestly. Like, he could have easily built it closer to the gate, and then he controls more of his aggressive.
Yeah, I would have done it planning to add more town centers up that way toward, you know, more town centers on the left hand side, because you're not going to build a lot of town centers on the right hand side. That would have been my justification, and the resources are almost done on the right hand side.
Yeah, and let's point out something. Vinch is obviously one of the youngest players in this tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the second youngest. And most of the young players, like Hira, you know him obviously very well, they tend to be like super aggressive and sometimes even blind aggression. But Vinchester, although he's super young, he can really sit back and preserve his army when needed. And now he has the crossbowman with all the upgrades and didn't try to do the damage in Feudal Age, but now has a strong force, and it's really calm and collective.
Yeah, I would definitely say Vinchester is still one of the more aggressive players, and Stark is definitely one of, if not the most defensive player in the game. So it's an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's open there, close to the house, where Stark is trying to go in, and now we can see the shoulders.
He's finally figured it out. Yeah.
16 damage.
Not a good fighting spot at all for Stark, I would say. Let's see. He's doing some damage, so that's pretty good. He's gonna lose all eagles.
And yeah, he gets some villagers, but in the end, those shoulders, although they were in small numbers, cleaning house. And now mass crossbowman knocking at the door of Stark, but he doesn't really have a lot of exposed villagers here. What can Vinchester really do?
No, but those crossbows have ballistics, so they should be able to pick off some villagers. Let's see. I would dive the tower for sure.
Well,
he's gonna try and dive it.
It's even too many crossbows, right? You cannot fit all of them under the tower.
No, but I would dive it just to pick up the villagers, just like he did. I think that's worth it.
Okay.
Oh, he missed some, but not a bad trade-off.
Yeah,
my opinion.
as well. But still, villager count, he's 10 behind. Obviously invested a lot into getting that castle up.
Oh, let's see that Mangano. Let's see if he's gonna get caught off guard. Oh, he sees it. Does it? Oh, big shot.
Yeah, full hit in the middle there. And now the eagle's chasing down. And yeah, all of them very low HP. He's trying to micro back. Let's take a look if we can see another shot. And this looks like, oh, barely missed.
That shot was a bit of a game changer in my opinion. I think it puts Stark in a really good position.
Yeah, well, Stark was ahead in villagers. And well, in the end, it could come down to shoulders, but 2 gold spots still blocked. His main gold, let's take a look into the math. Well, he still has roughly 1.9k gold left there, so that's kind of okay, and has a massive amount of gold left in the bank as well. And
look at Vinchester's economy, it's such a mess. 1500 gold.
Yeah.
He should have a lot higher population. He's just not spending his resources.
Oh, now building a TC at the right hand side, instantly spotted by a villager that was trying to build something there. So maybe some eagle raids could be possible, but feels like more that Vinchester is trying to run around. And just look at, if you ignore the dots of the walling in the front, look at how small and cornered Stark is.
Yes. But he always builds some very small defensive bases, and then somehow he still manages to get a lot of economy in those small areas. I'm not quite sure how he does it, but definitely a skill.
Yeah, so many farms at the edge of the map here, and yeah, very very tight approach for sure.
And is he gonna put a tower behind that TC? I bet he will, but let's see. I would expect him to.
Yeah. Oh, but a shoulder already coming over. He sees it. Wow, he has quite some vision here.
Ah, yes, he's done all the upgrades. Those upgrades come in really handy sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so Vinchester has an interesting army prepared in the middle. A dozen of units and 2 peddlers.
They're not going to do much. The peddlers, there's nowhere he can really go in and do damage at this point. I think he'd be better off just going around the wood and picking off. Oh, but look at that! Start going for a forward castle.
Oh, and he doesn't really have the army to do that.
Oh, this is gonna be such an important fight. I don't think he can do it.
Well, at the moment, Shodel's not really helping out at the left-hand side. Mangonel coming from behind. Maybe Peddard could sacrifice himself.
Did Vinchester see? Did Vinchester see the villagers?
It looks like yes, he did. At least now he is for sure. And well, I'm not sure what st4rk is trying to go for there.
I think he just wanted to block him off.
The 2 gold spots, right?
He wanted to block him off so the other villagers are secure, so he can go back and build a castle there. But...
yeah, I know why he built the gate. I mean, like the aggressive castle.
Yes.
It felt weird because he didn't have that much map control, right?
Well,
military count, look at that, 32 to 5.
But he could have gone undetected. You know, if he went undetected for another 30 seconds and started building that castle, that probably would have done the trick. If he managed to get a castle on those 2 golds, I think that would have turned the game around for him big time.
Well, is it really turned around? I don't think that he's so far behind, honestly. Yeah, military count is small, but he can't get raided. He has a better eco. He has a tech advantage pretty soon. So yeah, I feel...
Not behind for sure. But let's say if he got that castle up on the 2 golds, he would have secured the game. Let's call it that. I don't think if he got the castle up, Vinchester could have done anything, right?
Yeah.
But now...
most likely not.
Now Vinchester looks like he's in a good spot and he's gonna go for a castle. So the question is gonna be who's gonna get the Imperial first? It'll be st4rk, right?
Yeah, he is already 50%. Vinchester just clicked, and st4rk are banking up quite a lot of resources, going for more eagles, but is also going for slingers. That's a new unit that counters infantry. So he is building that against shoulder warriors. A bit comparable to maybe hand cannoneers, but well, less damage output in general, but some extra damage against infantry.
So slingers and eagles against shuttle warriors and arbalests.
Indeed.
What's better? What do you think?
Well, I believe it mainly comes to the masses. I believe the army composition maybe would be better for Vinchester, but we won't really get into that phase because tell me, where's Vinchester getting gold at the moment?
Yeah, he needs to get those golds back really fast.
And this ram is working.
He's got 1 freed up. He can kind of start taking it. I don't know. This is gonna be really interesting. Where those 2 castles are, it's really interesting too, with kind of the hilly terrain and so on. So who's gonna end up fighting uphill versus downhill? We know the fight's probably gonna happen there, right?
Well, st4rk doesn't know that there's actually a castle.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, lead eagle warriors now. Let's take a look what they can do and where they can raid. For now, Vinchester's just retreating and needs to get all those upgrades before he can really engage. And maybe he can, get raided in the meanwhile, because he is just super open and st4rk isn't really getting pressured at the moment.
I think this is st4rk's game, now that I really think about it, because of how wide open Vinchester is.
Yeah, but, well, we need to see the raids first, right? At the moment he is only at 26 military and not using his eagles. So that's something he absolutely needs to do. And yeah, Vinchester realizing that I need to defend those raids and is sending back his whole army, getting all the upgrade bracer, arbalists, plus chemistry, and plus 4 defense for his shoulders. And those eagles now coming over and they will get intercepted right in time.
I think st4rk gave him way too much time, right? He should have gone before, like you said. And if he went before, he would have done some real damage, because Vinchester is only on 90 villagers, so he can't afford to have any villagers idle. He doesn't have a huge economy.
Yeah, and st4rk is completely boomed out. Pop 130. Now going for couriers, so that will be the more defense. And that also works for slingers, by the way. So one beautiful upgrade for eagles, and also works for his other unit that he's building at the moment. And he is now going for traps after finally seeing the castle here of Vinch on the left hand side. Overall population 162 for 146. But it will most likely be elite shoulders masked here by Vinchester, and let's see how they will perform.
Stark is gonna snipe some trebs on the left-hand side, maybe?
Will he really?
Looks like not. I think he took too long. He spent his time killing petters instead. That was a bit of a mistake. But this is really interesting for me on the left-hand side. They both have to kind of fight uphill, right? To attack the other person.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a standoff for a long time, I would think. But let's see.
I believe sniping traps is more important than sniping the castle at the moment, right?
Yeah, I don't think either person can really go for the attack, because you'll be fighting uphill. And I don't think either of them has enough, but I don't know. Stark thinks he has enough. I don't think he does, but let's see. The Eagles are doing some real damage.
And as we said, look at that 10 defense here, but still, there was too many arrows in the air, I would say. A castle, so many arbalists, and we discussed that speed before. At the same time, the raid at the right-hand side was stopped. And now he's going for Andy and Sling. I believe that means that slingers and skirmishers don't have any more minimum range, right? Let me take a quick look. Yeah, indeed. That strengthens slingers and skirmishers here. And let's take a look. Trap tennis continues. And look at Stark getting all the upgrades as it seems.
Well, slingers are quite expensive when it comes to their gold. 40 gold, almost as much as archers.
Okay.
Definitely not a unit you want to waste.
Huh. Alright, we see Stark now trying to go for some raids against the gold spots here, but not really getting the kills in. And at the moment, military count, look at that. Vinchester more than double. He's killing the traps here. And Stark, where's all his army at the moment? 20 military only. And he's really getting the numbers up at the moment. Trap going down as well. No, could maybe go for the repair there. More slingers going down. Need to send more skirmishers to the front. And at the moment, Vinchester pushing quite nicely left hand side. And what is he trying to build there?
Some eagles are showing up and we'll push them back now. I find this really interesting. It's so hard for either player to push that spot.
Indeed, and yeah, well, this was a very promising series, and we are already starting off with a great game number 1 here. So many different units around, so many interesting choices, and now going for elite shoulder warriors here is Vinchester. Rally count, without us noticing, Stark picked up 3, Vinchester 2, so they thought about the long game very nice and early. Stark getting the extra gold spots at the right hand side, so that's pretty sweet for him.
I really like the slinger skirmisher combination. I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, feels like it for sure. And Ethiopians, they have a big problem. They don't have really cavalry. They don't have bloodlines, for example. So a real switch, which would be a natural counter, isn't really an option. Shoto now 18 plus 4 damage output. Look at that, and they can close some distance, but slingers in the back are pretty great. Stark still pushing. I want to see more traps out of him though.
Should definitely start working on that castle. Oh, looks like he is. He's sending the traps forward. Stark is.
And now one of the gold spots is blocked here at the front. This could really be the story of the game. They not having enough gold for Vinchester.
I'm surprised Vinchester is still able to spam so many units with no gold. He must be selling a lot.
Let's take a look. He has 300 gold. And yeah, wood and food very low. Wood at the minimum, food at 37.
Look at the food and wood prices. They're sold down all the way already. 15 minutes.
Yeah. And gold not touched yet, or stone not touched. And looks like Vinchester is giving up that castle, pulling away villagers. And Stark 40 pop ahead and pushing quite nicely and already banking up quite a lot of eagle warriors behind his lines already.
Oh, it's starting to look really, really bad for Vinchester.
Okay, right hand side, a small raid by only 2 shoulder warriors, and they do so much damage against villagers, it's ridiculous. And a bonus that we didn't mention, look at the Look, just click a villager and look at his stats.
Yeah, all
Vinchester.
the blacksmith upgrades.
Yeah, indeed. They are benefiting from blacksmith upgrades now as well. And yeah, still 40 pop ahead. Vinchester has a nice army here, but Arbalest Shotel, obviously very gold intense. And let's take a look. Stark trying to micro back a bit. Eagles now coming to the front, and probably the time for Stark to take another engagement. If Stark is winning this, I believe he's in a good spot to take this whole game. Slingers in the back still doing message damage, but Shoulders at the front, their damage output is just enormous. Goes leaving this battleground very bloody here. Also basically trading off all their armies, and this has to be better for Stark. Fighting downhill and against all those gold units here of Vinchester. Just has to be good for him. Oh, Shadow Warriors are now traded twice as fast. And the castles Vinchester still has left 2. Okay. Vinchester now switching on to East Realms himself. Oh, it's probably not the greatest army here for Stark. Could probably retreat from that, but well, just pushing further and further forward into this gold spot is so beautiful for Stark. He is still 40 pop ahead, and yeah, what are the options here for Vinchester, Ra? Oh, he's muted. Okay, then I believe his phone rang, right? I thought, okay, I will just monologue a bit, but
yes, sorry, I was on the phone.
Oh, no worries, no worries. And yeah, so what are the options here for Vinchester?
Looks really bad for Vinchester. He's gonna lose gold, right? He's gonna have no gold, and Stark is gonna have gold for, you know, for a while now. He's gonna take that 4 gold spot. I think it's really bad. Stark has 2,000 gold still in the bank. I don't know if I see a comeback for Vinchester.
See, look at his resources, 2k, 2k, 2k.
Yeah, he's got a lot of resources in the bank. And higher population, and I don't see a way he can come back. Especially Stark should start raiding on the right hand side soon with some eagles. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we can see that as well. Let's take a look. Even getting a convert here. Although it's at the right hand side, not really important. Obviously, masonry hoarding. Stark is going for all the upgrades. What is he going for? It's just crazy. He is going for all the updates in the book. I need to see like the research amount at the end.
Going for the top score.
Yeah, something like that.
He needs some more skirmishers to keep that push going. I think Stark can delete some villagers at this point, right?
Well, he's at 136 and has a big bang, so yeah. If I've ever seen a spot, this could be one of them for sure. And Slinger's now falling back. Not really attacking at the moment, not 100% sure what's going on. That's pretty bad for Stark. Look at that, he's going for guard tower. He knows that the game is over, as it seems. Oh man.
Well, it would be funny if he loses. Some karma.
Well, he is 60 pop ahead now, so it's going to be tough. Now sending more eagles in. Vinchester's overextending now, trying to go for that gold in some ways, but look at that. Arbalest is getting shredded. Right hand side, the raids are coming in. Well, shoulders are there to defend, but yeah, actually, guard tower, he is building one at the right hand side, so that's completely useless.
Yes, I see it. Taking away one more wood spot from Vinchester. Yeah, she doesn't have too much wood left either. It's all, none of it is really safe. Yeah, all easy to raid.
Super exposed in Vinchester indeed. Giving it up, GG, and wow. Pretty convincing game here by Mr. Stark. And You know how we got into the situation? Who Stark beat in the round of 32?
Yes, he beat Yo. I actually watched those games.
Ah.
Well, partially watched them at least. I was really happy to see Yo lose.
Why is that?
Oh, just, you know, for fun.
Okay.
It's always fun to see the underdog win, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's against me. Yeah. Although I'm most of the time I am the underdog, so yeah. Okay. And yeah, Stark. Interesting way of falling back and on a very tight area, creating a big economy, then taking minimal damage against a big army of Vinchester. Maybe Vinchester should have played aggressively with some mangonels, right? He had at one point like 35 crossbowmen against like 3 eagles and couldn't really use it.
I think Vinchester managed his early castle age really, really bad. He had, yeah, like they went into castle age and Vinchester was 30 population ahead, right? And
yeah,
a few minutes later, he had 2,500 resources banked and populations were even. He wasn't spending his resources. He wasn't using his army well. He got that bad mangonel shot on him. Early castle age just was a huge turnaround for Stark.
Yeah, agreed. And okay, so let's take a look at potential tips to come up with. But we also have to say Vinchester played pretty solid in so many regards, so I'm very much looking forward to how this will continue. And Vinchester without Ethiopians and Stark without Incas. And well, still so many tips to come up. And yeah, the main difference now with Wololokingdoms Ra is that houses have less HP and M&A do more damage against all buildings. So M&A in general became much stronger to pressure an enemy. And so maybe that's a reason for Celts and Goths here.
Yeah, Celts is a great civilization. Even in AOC, Celts is so underused for, you know, I think it's just an amazing civilization.
Forgot to take a look at the tech count. Feels bad, man.
So how does the picking work? Is it hidden civilization, or how exactly is it working?
It is, in this round, both players ban each one, which can't be picked anymore, one civilization. And then it's A picks, BB, AA, BB, AAB.
But then when it comes to actually picking your civilization for that specific game,
that's hidden, yeah.
That's hidden, okay. So there's a bit of luck there. You might end up, if you get lucky, you might choose the counter civ or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, then I would say we can jump into game number. And Russia 120 GMT. That's not 100% right, but research count was 48 to 44 for Stark. Oh, so little, okay. And then let's jump into game number 2 here. We will play obviously Arabia and one civilization that you will be familiar with, Mr. Ra, the Mayans for Vinchester. Why is he picking those?
Mayans against Berbers. Mayans is always such a good civilization. It's just so flexible.
Now it was a better Eagle Warriors even. And
look at his map. He's got such a beautiful map, eh?
Defensive stone gold that could be probably walled up at the right hand side quite nicely. Gold at the top, pretty far away, and yeah, beautiful wood for sure. Nice defensive berries, and Vinchester has to be happy with how this map is looking like.
He can wall in a massive portion of the map, right? Wall that in and be safe with, you know, a bunch of safe woods and safe golds, and it won't take that much resources to wall it. Maybe some walls on the right hand side, some buildings, you know, in the middle and a few more walls on the left hand side, and he's got himself a really secure base.
Yeah, no bad idea at all. Not your typical Vinchester style though, and yeah, we will see if he plays this. If he decides to go for it, obviously the main bonus of having the cheaper walls comes in quite handy.
It would be too good to pass up. I don't like walls typically, but it looks so good. Stark, on the other hand, his map is pretty awful, I would say, right?
Well, everything is pretty much forward. Gold is very defensively, but all 3 spots there at one single screen. That's pretty weird. And well, it's possible to wall it off, but
his gold is good news, but his wood is just awful.
Just think about where will he build TCs and Castle Age? If he builds them on the right hand side, there's no wood around. So weird.
Yes, it'll be interesting if Vinchester can get a tower or something on Stark's wood, the one he's taking right now. To me, that's almost game over, right? If he controls that hill, then that would be really tough for Stark to come back from. Oh, and Vinchester housed. Short period of time, but still. 50% of a villager behind before he should be. That's not good news. But you can see he started the walling on the left hand side.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll finish those. Let's maybe switch into his point of view and what he saw. And yeah, he sees everything that we wanted to see walled as well. So yeah, looks pretty solid for him. And I'm kind of expecting maybe... Oh, only now getting the boar. That's a bit late. Isn't it? Or maybe pushed 1 deer.
I think it's okay.
3 sheep. Yeah, he took 5 sheep.
Yeah, he killed a sheep by mistake.
And pushed 1 deer, so... Oh, Stark's getting his boar as well, so okay, my timing could just be off. I'm a bit confused.
Well, these days people take boars typically much faster, right? So you compare, you know, if you compare it to that, you could say, yeah, they took their boars really slow.
Yeah, especially it wasn't the Max against MBL earlier today playing against the Mongols, and he took his boar after, I believe, 2 sheep. Yeah.
That was Max or MBL?
Yeah, the Max.
Max,
MBL was Mongols.
Well, he probably realizes if MBL can't steal, then he has no chance at winning. So secure the boars and call it a good game, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. In the end, it wasn't really about boars on that one. So
no, I'm joking. MBL is a solid player.
Well, some people could disagree on that. Okay, now Bob 23 up is Mr. Stark here. I'm kind of expecting to see scouts because I don't see it. Oh, well, I will take that back. That will be M&As for the Burbs. And Vinchester will just go for archer defense as the teams. And 4 on wood here.
Yeah, if I was him, I would wall it really fast and just kind of rely on doing damage, like raiding and getting to castle age and so on. Just we'll focus on securing my map the first 2 or 3 minutes of feudal though.
Look at Stark. That looks like a forward to me. Dropping off food, and Vinchester scouted instantly.
Yes. Well, the best defense is offense, right? So his map is vulnerable, so he chooses to put the pressure.
And Vinchester instantly sending...
I don't like those walls. I don't like those walls at all.
Neither do I. That's interesting.
I think he had time to make the bigger walls to the lake.
Yeah, well, you could be a bit off. Berber villagers walk faster, so
yeah, okay.
Maybe that's something he took into consideration that we didn't. And now, as you can see, villagers are already knocking at the door there. But I don't like this tower. Why is he building it already? We've just built it and now we need to send more villagers on it, right?
Definitely.
An archer range there at the top. And going for stone quite heavily with 4 villagers there. And at the same time, we can see Stark now going on to stone himself. So it will be kind of a tower rush after 4 M&A himself.
Vinchester needs to finish that wall on the left-hand side. Let's see if he's gonna do it in time. It doesn't look like he has plans to finish it. Oh, he's doing it now.
Okay, let's take a look. Seems like that will be fine, and there's no hole in the pond. And yeah, the archer.
That archery range is dropping really fast. And the tower is gonna go up and stop him from... Well, Vinchester's got his own tower going up now.
Oh, but will it really go up? Only 3 villagers there. We can see Stark is
needs a lot more villagers on it, and he needs to target villagers with his archers. He's not doing it.
Oh yeah, and this is looking ugly. Pretty sick aggression here by Stark, and we were talking about how much of a defensive player he is, and yeah.
But
just
this
one
is
game
typical
later
for him. He'll go a little bit offensive and then, you know, use that time to secure his base. So he's a pretty versatile player that way. He's gonna get it on the left-hand side, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can see a wall up there, and only 1 archer. And he's sending in more villagers. So
yeah, perfect move. If he needs to get some towers inside now.
Oh, let's take a look. Villagers not squeezing through, and that tower's on the outside. Would have gone in the inside, I think.
I would prefer to see it on the inside as well.
But maybe we would have seen the situation again that he...
Ooh, Vinchester wants to go and stop the tower instead, but not in time.
Dark saw it and now trying to raid over here. Oh, Vinchester pulls his villagers out. Oh, actually that's a horrible positioning for Vinch, right? Losing 1 villager.
I thought he should have just ran. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why he's fighting. Because he's got the archers coming.
Yeah, exactly. 4 archers around, and now he lost 2 villagers there completely unnecessarily.
2 free villagers. Well, Stark should be happy with that.
Absolutely, he is exactly those 2 villagers ahead. 8 idle villagers here for Vinch. That's quite surprising to me. Some in the TC not running at the same time. And still some... No, okay, now fix all the idle villagers. And... yeah, what is Stark going for? Defensive towers, maybe?
Feels a bit like deja vu. Just like the last game. A bit of forward aggression, kind of fails. But then he secures his own base with towers, right? Very similar. Well, maybe I shouldn't say fail, because he kind of cornered Vinchester in. Vinchester is more cornered in than I would have expected from this map, right?
Yeah, we can agree on that, but something that puzzles me more is like, what is Stark's tower there? Is he trying to go for wood and wants to have his villagers protected?
I think so. He's gonna go either for the wood or gold. Probably the wood, like you said, because his own wood is terrible, right? So might as well put those 5 villagers to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and Vinch trying to sneak around with the villager, but runs at least into 1 wolf. Maybe some more to come, most likely. But took a little fight. Let's take a look. Oh, double T90 woo. And Vinchester needs to wall his villager here. Can he do it? What is he trying to do? Why isn't he walling it? Oh no, waiting for the archers to come over. Can they stay for 2 more hits? 1 more hit? Oh.
Yes. Oh. That's a good tower. But it will get detected, I think, right?
Let's take a look. At the moment, the problem is Stark doesn't have any army. So
I
he
don't
cannot
think he
really
can
contest
stop it. Yeah.
Well, he can just build a tower himself, right?
Can he?
Like
Let's
8
see.
villagers.
Ooh, why did he delete it?
No, I wanted to go a bit more greedy.
I think it was okay, but yeah, 2 tiles closer. Okay, he's gonna move to a different wood and probably put some towers up on that wood soon. Both players saving their food now, getting ready to go up.
well, the eco of seeVinchester isn't that great. What does he have? Like 9 farms at the moment, not much more food income. At the other side we have Vinchester. Well, he's off his berries, so that's ugly.
He can pick those berries now, I think. At least 3 of them, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you can pick all of them. seeVinchester building so many palisade gates. That's even... It's very untypical. Like how... Where he's building them.
He's kind of predicting it at the right time though, right? Because Vinchester is going for that tower. I think this is good for Vinchester. 10 archers keep 5 villagers idle. Maybe that's not such a bad trade-off, right? Oh, he's gonna go with the villagers actually.
Oh.
So he doesn't want them idle, he wants them dead.
Well, I believe if he just sends them into the other tower, he might save 2 or 3, right?
I'm not sure, because there's a lot of archers down there. 10 archers, 2 hits, 3 hits on a villager. Plus with the pathing, they probably won't travel there directly. Let's see.
Let's see indeed. And
oh, he's getting ready to wall. Vinchester wants to wall him off, but not in time.
Okay, 1 down. And oh, beautiful wall there, Vinci! Oh, that was just beautiful, beautiful. And seeVinchester, yeah, that's a problem. He should have reacted earlier. And suddenly, well, we said, well, probably 3-4 villagers going down, and suddenly it is at the moment 4, but it will be 5 pretty soon.
Yeah,
unless
I think
seeVinchester goes for the
2.
best sneak ever. Yeah, I think so as well.
Could have saved 2, like you said.
Oh, look at that. seeVinchester has a villager now in Vinch space.
I don't think he's gonna be doing much.
Well, he could just go for sneaky stables, right? But have cheaper knights.
Yeah. Vinchester's up. seeVrk is up.
Okay, well, that's not really going to happen. Yeah, pretty similar timings, and seeVrk is actually going for... I expect janitors, right? They are basically skirmishers on a horse.
Which units are those? Or is this the unique unit?
No, janitors. They are basically unique units out of the archery range.
Ah, okay. And they're
seeVrk.
effective against archers, I'm guessing.
Exactly. They have, I believe they are like skirmishers, but after bloodlines they have like 70 HP or something.
Yep,
And
I see them.
on horses.
And they cost no gold at all, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they are a bit better and like, yeah, pretty strong. Better than skirmishers. So let's take a look. I believe it could be a perfect counter.
Yeah, it sounds like they eliminate all of the skirmisher weaknesses, right? That you have the speed, so you can chase units down, and you have the speed, so you can run away.
Yeah, and as you can see, seeVrk at the moment only, yeah, not on gold at the moment. And he has enough stones, so he will also add a castle. Question is, where will he build it? Probably far at the front to secure a wood line or something. And seeVrk, does he need a castle to... Oh.
No,
he
he's
can
making
build
them
them.
now.
Okay.
Yep. I think he was just reacting, that's why he was a bit slow to do it. He was trying to save all his villagers.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's his castle at the front, so he's trying to secure that wood line back.
Yeah, deleting the lumber camp.
Although I'm not quite sure where the new lumber camp is gonna go. Maybe behind the wood line.
Oh, well, that'd never be great. That's so weird. But he needs more upgrades. I want to see Botkin, probably even a defense upgrade. Or he can really take engagement against those crossbowmen. Let's take a look. seeVrk, super aware.
So plumes against janitors, what's the favorite you think?
Loops against janitors. Janitors.
That means there's not a lot of options for Vinchester then.
Eagles.
Eagles, but won't be able to quite catch up, right? And when the camel archers get mixed in, oh, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and that's one of the big problems of the Berbers, or like one of the big problems with the Berbers, that they are so versatile with their unit choices that they can counter so much, and people are really struggling to find a good army composition that can really hurt them.
Yeah.
Now,
Man, this feels exactly like the last game. Vinchester goes into Castle Age with an advantage, but you know, st4rk kind of plays the early castle really nice, and Vinchester can't really find an opening to do much. This time he even went for the forward siege workshop, but it's not doing him a lot of good.
Okay, Janitors, let's take a look. They are going forward, and yeah, you're exactly right. And feels like both won't do too much since we have defensive castles up, and I want to see Botkin and husbandry as well. Where is he investing all his resources in? Ah, just 3 more Janitors. Finally, Botkin, and then you can move out, I would say.
That's a really interesting unit. Such high HP too, like you said. So probably doesn't do that bad against mangonels.
Yeah, against mangonels they perform incredibly well. But yeah, just look at it. They have like minimal, very small damage output. So they're the tanky ones. Weird thing is that st4rk isn't building any camel archers, and he's massing Janitors at the moment, not building an extra TC. This feels very weird at the moment. Why is he not trying to raid? Because they're like a bit like cav archers. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe this is a big engagement we have been waiting for. Waiting for ballistics, maybe. Trying to engage then. What is st4rk's plan at the moment?
I think he should add some camel archers for the damage output, right? Really odd choice. But maybe he's not on gold, that's why. I mean, that's by choice though. He has access to gold.
Yeah. Yeah, even pulled 2 villages away from the golds at that time.
Well, at this rate, I think he's gonna be in trouble. He's falling behind too much in terms of economy and not really doing the damage.
Vinchester 3 TCs this time. And okay, let's take a look. I believe Vinchester could lose everything there. The hill is for st4rk and he's closing down the distance, and yeah, if the mangonel shots aren't like the best ever, I believe he will clear this up quite nicely. And yeah, Janitors uphill, even surviving to mangonel shots there, it seems. Oh, another aggressive castle by Vinch.
Interesting choice. If he gets that castle up, that should be really good for him, right? He's gonna be the Imperial a lot faster. Yeah. So he's gonna be able to trap.
What is st4rk doing? Okay, st4rk, does he see the castle? No, he does not.
Trying to boom.
He plays so scared.
I think st4rk originally thought that Vinchester would play a lot more aggressive. Vinchester
was always around with his army, but like he had a defensive castle there. Now trying to micro against all those mangonels, that's really good for him. Now we're running over with some army, but the damage output against those is so small that he's not even killing all the villagers here. Oh, but maybe he's denying that castle. Let's take a look. It's only 5 villages left, and as I said, the damage output is just so small. It looks like they can still get it up. Oh man, and that was...
That went well for Vinchester, if you ask me. That went really well for Vinchester.
Yeah, he killed all the Janitors at the moment. Yeah, military count is 12-1. Vinchester more than 20 villages ahead. Can maybe even deny that siege workshop from going up 99% here, and no, it goes up, but... Well, st4rk out of all his wood at this side, he's going for more TCs, and yeah, the map was horrible for st4rk. Could we have maybe made an argument for just calling a restart here with that bad wood?
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to see what we saw, then maybe he would have called a restart, seeing how good Vinchester's map is right off the bat and how bad his is. But a lot of times you don't see everything right away. You hope that, you know, maybe my opponent's map is bad or something like that.
Or maybe he felt, okay, Berbers against Malians. The map isn't that important. If I can just get onto enough Janitors, but seemingly it wasn't enough. because Vinchester is now in full control and he's pushing this frontier quite nicely.
1,000 food for Vinchester. Still producing mangonels though instead of saving his gold. But he can definitely sell some wood and go up at this point if he chooses.
Yeah.
Wants to keep some pressure though.
And he is indeed keeping the pressure so nicely.
Going for the 4th DC, Vinchester. He's playing well.
Okay, and now sold some food and wood and is indeed on the way to... Oh, what is that?
That mangonel suiciding.
Well, probably getting killed by his friends, right? Looked like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Vinch production.
Maybe it's a tribute.
Okay, Janito's now coming around. Let's take a look. Vinchester needs to focus away from the TC onto the Janitors, but is doing that.
Those Janitors are doing really well against mangonels, but the problem is all the mangonel shots are hitting.
Yeah. And well, the other problem is also they don't really have the damage output, and that really hurt him on the left hand side. You saw him one-shotting, like with 8 or 9 Janitors, still on one villager, and couldn't finish him off. Needed 2 volleys. That was so tough. And then suddenly like 8 villagers and still 3-4 survived and got his castle up in the end. That was so ugly for him.
Good shot for Vinchester. Stark might be feeling pretty good that he pushed them back a bit, but of course Vinchester is going to be coming with the Elite Eagles in a second. And we'll see the good game, I think. Yeah,
and it's basically like Elite Eagle Warriors against skirmishes. So they won't
spawning
do much.
right in your base, right in the middle of your base.
Oh man. So Stark now going for husbandry and the +2 defense, but well, those are upgrades that won't really matter. Let's take a look at the resource of Stark, and he is so far in the Dark Age, in the Castle Age. I believe it could be realistic that he just taps out after seeing Vinchester go to him.
He just saw the barracks, so his heart probably sank already.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for the Imperial. He knows it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Should try that strategy one time. Just put up the barracks, but don't click Imperial. See if that scares the other guy into resigning.
Oh. Okay, so Stark's aggression there. What went wrong? Why couldn't he get out with an advantage here?
I think his map was so tough, and Vinchester had such a good map. Right? It was definitely tough for him.
Okay.
His forward couldn't had almost no chance of succeeding, right?
Yeah, defensive stone, nice defensive wood line. Cool.
I'm gonna grab some snacks and be back really quickly.
Okay. Let's take a look. KD obviously in favor for Vinchester here, and resources just brutal when it comes to gold. It was pretty similar. And now in the end, he reached Imperial Age, had the better eco. And yeah, they will launch pretty soon. Hope you're enjoying the show, guys. Don't they have cheap knights? Yeah, they have. Losing 5 volts on the forward didn't help as well. Yeah. I'm warm in here. Next round will be best of 7, right? Well, the bracket has the best of format in it. And it will be round 3. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, I will look it up. Settings. Round 3 is still best of 5. Semifinals will be best of 7, and grand final will be best of 9. How many push-ups? Damn, I need to do them today. Oh. Well, I did like 3 weeks of a break, so I'm still around 50, I would say. So far away from reaching my goal. If I can get up to 65, I'm happy, but even that will be tough. Yeah, unlikely. Wow. Okay, then let's jump into game number 3 here. And we are looking at Vinchester playing the Magyars. And on the other side we have st4rk playing the Malians. And, well, really can't see any.
We thought last map Vinchester had a good map. Look at this one. This one's even nicer.
Finally some wood. Oh god. Oh god, yeah. Vinchester can wall everything off at the south. And one very small entrance at the front. Easiest wall ever at the right hand side. And then 2 defensive goals. Yeah, if I can create a map that I want to play, it's probably this one.
I don't think he has to make walls, right? Just houses. Houses and a few barracks, and we'll be able to get into his base soon.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good map here. Well, deer are somewhat outside, but already starting to push them in, and
this time st4rk has it pretty good though, so I think we'll see a long game. I don't think either player will be able to finish it fast.
Yeah, very unlikely. And yeah, let's take a look what they will actually go for. Obviously, Magyars. This could be a spot where we just see him go for minimal amount of scouts, like 3-4, and then switch into like 3 archer ranges CA. Your typical hunt style, probably.
And Magyars, I'm just looking at their bonuses, and this civilization is insane.
Yeah.
This seems kind of overpowered.
Yeah.
The attack upgrades, cavalry discounts, villagers gonna kill wolves in 1 strike.
And continue. The CA is super strong as well. They have a special attack that, in general, like on the expansions, you know that CA is cheaper. And they have a special attack +1 attack and +1 range. So in Imp, they are enormous.
Man, and just these civ bonuses for all the new civilizations are pretty insane. They're all early early bonuses and just good bonuses in general.
Yeah, and they also have one of my favorite units, the Magyar Hussar. It's a Hussar that is costs like 80 food, 10 gold, but it's so much stronger than a normal Hussar. But you can get an upgrade that it just costs 80 food again. And you don't have to pay any gold. And the upgrade is even cheap. But yeah, I like so many of the bonuses, but it feels like some of the chips just have too many at once, right?
Yeah, definitely. Too many good bonuses.
Yeah. Okay, we can see.
Malians seem quite good too, but not as good to me. So is there something I'm missing? 15% off of building costs?
Yeah, that's just enormous. Like every building is cheaper, and then you basically have Huskarls as champions because they have +3 defense.
And that means yes, that's a free upgrades. Wow.
Well, it's not free upgrades; it's additional.
Yeah, it's
like you have +7 defense on your
Very
champions. So impossible to be countered by even mango dice. And yeah, the Malians seem pretty strong at the moment as well. Yeah,
+5 attack upgrade in Imperial. My God, who designed these civilizations?
Well, you don't have blast furnace, so it basically is only +3. But yeah, they have 7+7 light cav and 12+7 cavaliers. Yeah, you can have some fun.
Look at Vinchester's base.
Well, I can't get in anymore. I was on the outside. I was looking at Stark base, and now I can't come in anymore to take a quick look.
Looks like he didn't even want to wait for his archery buildings and so on to finish the wall. He just put up 8 palisades, 10 palisades, and he's done.
Yeah, and the problem is, like, Stark doesn't even, like, he has no chance of scouting anything behind the lines now. So, Vinchester, well, it kind of is obvious that he's going for scouts, but I felt like this could have been a spot to just build a stable in your base.
Hide it, yes, I agree with you. Might as well. But those four militias are going to be useless, I think. We'll see. Most useless militia ever, maybe.
He will just go for M&A, right? And Spearman is coming as well. And then he can just attack the stable quite nicely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, maybe that's not so bad.
I like Vinchester can clear that up too easily. Or what is he going for? Okay, he's focusing on the house first. I believe going for the stable is a good choice. And that one Spearman alone already so efficient.
Yeah, he's probably gonna lose that stable.
Or he waits till he has like 6 scouts, maybe 5 scouts. 100% sure. Probably more like 6 scouts. Against 4 M&A, 1 Spearman.
I don't think 6 scouts would even be enough. Maybe with bloodlines, but even then.
Yes, +1 attack as well, but yeah. You can always hit and run a bit. Well, let's see. Probably need to go for some repair here. And 1 villager probably isn't enough against 4 M&A.
And housed for Vinchester. He's getting housed a lot.
Oh, he was building 1, but yeah. Oh man, Stark. I believe he should have deleted his house there to build another mining camp. It's just like squeezing the mining camp in there really didn't help his building company.
Really ugly, yeah.
What should Vinch do? Maybe just build a stone gate behind?
But maybe he doesn't want to lose the stable, right? That's still 150 wood.
Isn't it 175?
Well, he's gonna take your advice.
Yeah, but let's take a look. Focusing on the spear, and now still 5 scouts left. How did he do that? So that was
really good fight for him. No, maybe you're right.
Yeah, +1 attack is pretty nice, right?
Yes, big difference. I think that spear only got off maybe one attack or 2 attacks.
Yeah,
which
he
is
set him down instantly.
Yeah, it's kind of rare because most of the time, like if you have a lot of units in there, it's hard to focus the one, right? Then your units just kind of start running around all over the place and making a mess, but he somehow managed to focus it down really well.
Yeah. Maybe Stark should have even focused him in the back and then later come over try to do the damage. This is kind of tough though. And now Stark transitioning into archers, and they won't perform too shabby. As we can see, Stark going for 1 or 2 spearmen. And those scouts, 2 of them already very low. All 3 even. And yeah, one question in the chat. Wasn't it an option for Vinchester to just go fast castle here, Ra? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would have considered that, but I don't know. If you're playing with a cavalry civilization, I guess. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but I know it can work. Other players make it work, right?
Well, yeah, I think he should have went for CAs then, not for knights.
Yeah, that's true. That's one option. Play them just like Huns, like you said.
Okay.
Definitely an option. I actually thought he should do that the game before as well with Mayans, but anyway, it worked out well for him that last game, so let's see what happens now.
Well, that was a super open map in comparison, right? So, yeah.
Yep. He's gonna be up in a second anyway.
Yeah, just waiting for
missing the building.
And is building a second stable even, so he won't go for the CA attack as it seems. And Stark trying to do some damage at the front, and then now going for his blacksmith as well. Interesting.
For me, might as well go for knights because you have the +2, free +2, right? That's pretty big. You want to utilize it. That's what extra, like 600 resources that you get. That's how much it costs to get those upgrades. Something like that.
Well, something like that, yeah. Methods welcome. And now
he's gonna break in.
Oh, is he? But been forced kind of to go into the TC.
He's gonna pick off some farms, maybe.
He's clicking up now.
Let's see. If he gets too greedy, he might just lose those archers, right? He needs to go back at some point. Easy enough for us to see, but...
he sees a double stable, right? So... Oh, and only now getting the wood upgrade. That's interesting.
Wow, that's a huge mistake. that kind of compensates for the 15% faster or 15% cheaper buildings.
yeah, pretty much exactly that, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, he's now running home. Sees Vinchester is having bloodlines and +1 defense. And
that must have been a mistake, leaving wood this late. Just he didn't notice.
What was the mistake?
Just leaving the wood. I don't think he did that on purpose. I mean, not getting the wood upgrade.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem. Yeah.
Let's see. What do you think? Should Vinchester do a forward siege or maybe a siege at home and go forward with that Mangonel at this point? Or just kind of stay back and boom?
I think I would just boom at 2 TCs and do a siege workshop very late, because I think he cannot get any damage, but Vinchester thinks differently, and he already has a villager halfway through the map.
He needs to rebalance his economy though. He's got so much gold, and I guess it has to do... Is he getting free gold upgrades? No, I'm getting that confused.
Okay, Stark now getting all the upgrades, and well, it will be some heavily upgraded knights he has to face, and he doesn't have any defense upgrades yet. Stark 1 TC and going to university, so kind of rushing towards ballistics, and is building a 3rd TC as well. Stark kind of playing this defensively, and the big question is, how well, or what will be his Imperial Age composition? Obviously camels with +7 attack could be a good option.
You see Vinchester's mangonel, right? He's almost out already. I actually really like it. I know you said he should boom, but I think he can put some really good pressure. All the wood is vulnerable. So he can do some really big damage in my opinion. He's gonna wait for the second one actually. Kinda interesting.
Yeah, but Vinchester didn't know that, and I think he just could have gone for like 2 knights and just scare the shit out of st4rk, because st4rk cannot be on the map either.
Yeah.
So like st4rk, like if I played this, I would be at my 4th TC now, and st4rk would be at home anyways.
Let's see how st4rk reacts to this. Siege workshop of his own, or a stable maybe. I would expect a siege workshop, but he's gonna lose his forward gold soon.
Oh, he has a defensive gold, so that's pretty good for him. But he is building a house there, which is not that clever. Oh, look at that! st4rk is actually ground attacking in between both buildings to damage both. Interesting. And st4rk going for the +1 defense, so he will indeed go for either knights or camels. I'm not sure if he has ballistics. On crossbowmen coming around, maybe trying to snipe one down that villager.
Yeah, he can't do mangonels. If he does mangonels, those knights would just snipe them, I guess.
Whoa!
Yeah, he survived.
Oh man. And there was an arrow in the air, but he missed. st4rk going for bloodlines. I believe this is camels.
I really like how Vinchester is making a monastery already. He's expecting st4rk to respond to the mangonels with knights, right? He doesn't see the stable, but he kind of knows that's the logical move. So he's making his own monks to respond to those knights that he hasn't even seen yet. That's a really good move in my opinion.
Oh man, and st4rk so far in his own base, and very scrappy ego at the moment. No gold income.
st4rk needs time, and he's not gonna have it. He's gonna get some camels out. Yeah.
st4rk needs houses. He's only building one. Oh no, he's building way more now. And I like his house placement. He still allows himself to go for more farms.
Yeah. He's gonna lose some town centers though, right?
I'm not 100% sure. But oh well, it's 5 mangonels, so yeah.
Let's see. Is he gonna go with the fight when he gets 6 camels out? Because if he doesn't, that means the town centers will go down. I don't think he's gonna have time to amass 9 camels. Oh, more. Now he's got 4 stables going. 5
even. That's pretty well for him. He has enough wood to continue repairing. He even went for ballistics. Not 100% sure if that was really necessary now.
Only 2 months. I think he can take this, right? Even the camels alone should be able to go in and clean up.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Maybe when the TC is getting very low HP here, now 300 men. Oh, why
is he going forward with the crossbows?
Oh boy. Well, he gets one and he's getting out. How did that happen?
That seemed like a suicide mission to me. Oh my god, he's going for it again. Why? You gotta be absolutely nuts. I guess you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to distract the mangonels to buy time for the town center repair.
Yeah.
But that's really ballsy. Oh my god.
Okay, only 3. That's fine.
He paid for it there. That was not.
Okay. But now I believe the camels should be enough, right? He has 14 camels now. Yeah, 3 more for Vinch. No, 4.
If Vinch can somehow get 4 converts and some good mangonel shots, he can win it. But otherwise...
I believe Vinch is in a massive advantage. Just think about the upgrades as well. Bloodlines +2/+2. On the other side we only have +1/+1. Those crossmen are all hurt now.
But he definitely needs converts to win the fight. Of course he will get some, I mean, at this level. And he will get some mangonel shots.
Yeah. I think it's looking very good for Vinch here.
Kinda impressive by st4rk though. Look at his villager count. Look at his economy. Like, I don't know how this guy does it. How is he even still spamming camels with... Look how small his base is. Where is the food coming from, right?
Oh, but look at that. Vinch is now up to imp as well. And yeah, his ego is just completely untouched at home. And it's just such an easy, beautiful day for him. He's now on stone as well. Oh, even going for pikemen. Interesting.
Which ballsy moves from Stark keeps going in with those crossbows.
Oh, okay, sometimes losing some. Vinchester, pikeman. Is he building anything at the front? Yeah, he's adding some. I'm building a castle at the front. Could even be more aggressive if you ask me. Bad news. Really for Stark, he didn't see Vinch add a single unit for quite some time now.
I wish there was a way to see how much Stark spent on repairing, because he's been repairing those TCs for like 10 minutes now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Probably repaired at least 2 TCs in that. It was 5 magnets at one point, right?
Yes.
Oh man. Now building a defensive castle there. He thinks he's given himself a chance, but honestly, he's not. I believe the moment Vinchester reaches in, Stark will commit and attack.
I think he has enough. If I was him, I would have committed by now. I don't know, he's very, very patient. I would have committed
Stark is going for it. Let's take a look. Maybe we can see some big Magno shots to begin the fight with. Seems like.
Nope.
Oh,
Magnos just walking to their death. Oh, there we go.
Well.
We got some shots.
They get some shots up in the end. Monks from behind trying to go for some converts. We can see the pikemen not really helping out. At least one is idle. So Knights going down. So Stark is clearing this up. But will it be enough? Because look at the tab. Vinchester is just going for halberdiers here. And halberdiers. Maybe some CA there as well. Stark is really in some trouble. Yeah, he is ahead. And when it comes to population, but he will be in castle age just for so long. 11 food at the moment, and he has no chance of hitting the economy of Vinchester. Vinchester probably didn't lose a single villager all game long.
And all he's got is some camels, right? I don't know. They don't feel that useful now that there's no more knights on the map.
Yeah. Going for Gebedos. Where's the next castle? We're just building it at the right hand side. Interesting stuff.
Maybe you could have put it more forward.
Right? Yeah, to the gold.
Done.
Maybe he thought Stark is up to him as well.
I think he wanted to box Stark in some more, but like stop him from expanding to the right hand side. But Stark is so boxed in. I think he could have done a better job just by putting it forward.
Vinch now trying to go for some relics here, as it seems. And Stark still on 30 food. I'm not really sure why he's going for Gebedos. Probably wants to counter all the halberdiers and maybe a halberdier ramp push, but well, Vinch is just playing it.
What do you think Vinchester needs to mix in with his halberdiers to have a chance this game?
What Vinchester needs?
Yeah. What do you think he should mix?
Okay, well, but we agree that Vinchester got this game won, right?
I don't think it's over. You think it's over? Completely over?
Absolutely. Same villager amount and like...
Maybe Stark is not even close to going up.
Yeah, he has like still 100 food only.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can...
Maybe halberdiers alone will be enough to just finish it then.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think, the natural unit to add would be the CA. So let's see if he does that, but just keeping the traps alive there with halberdiers is totally fine for him. Castle now, let's take a look. Last shot needed, cannot really repair it anymore. Even bought 200 more stone, but it's going down. And Stark, funnily enough, I feel like he's completely has no chance in this game, although he's 20 pop ahead. Vinchester now going for Arbalest. That's interesting.
Maybe he's used to thinking that CA are only for Huns.
Well, maybe.
Wow, those Gibero, I don't know how you say them. They have a really high attack.
Well, they're basically like X-Men. Not a lot of HP, a bit more mobile, and yeah, they can be microed quite nicely. Stark now up to him.
I think more range than Axeman, right? And a lot faster, like you said.
Yeah.
Seems like
maybe I'm super crazy, but why isn't this GG yet? Am I so off this? Okay, so maybe I'm just judging this completely wrong, because well, Stark is on the way to him. Stark has more villagers, but he doesn't really have any army, so that's tough for him. But Vinchester will have two castles at the right hand side.
It will be hard for Stark to come back, but I don't think Vinchester is abusing his advantage too well at this point. Now that he's got Arbalest, maybe that'll do it. But he needed some support unit with the Halberdiers earlier, probably, right?
Yeah. To
do more damage. I don't know.
I don't think Arbalest choice, but well, military count is 17 to 4, and Vinchester will get at least one cast up at the right hand side, most likely both. And yeah, there's just no chance of Stark really getting a lot up himself. Where is he going to Imperial Age? Hopefully TC in the back. Yeah.
Stark is committed to repairing those two TCs. It looks like they're gonna survive again.
Okay, he's actually at 5 TCs or something. That's pretty solid for him. And he's taking some villagers out to the south.
It's looking a lot like good game now. Maybe he just wants to hit Imperial. You know, get some points there. Feel good about himself and resign.
Surprising to me that he isn't spending his resources at the moment. He's trying to get another castle up right hand side. Oh,
yeah.
So he indeed will go. This looks like a Cavalier switch.
I don't know how well that will work against Halberdiers.
Well, not really, right? Yeah, the unit to go for would be the champion. As I said, Arbalest don't counter them. They are great against Halberdiers.
Because of the armor, right? Because of the extra 3 armor.
Yeah, indeed. Basically like Huskarls in that regard.
Yeah, that would have been a really good option to try. Because even in Age of Empires, you know, champions don't do that bad against Arbalests. You can win with champions against Arbalests in 1v1, like in Viking or something. Not that common, but it's possible.
Okay.
So definitely.
And to get some raids at the sides.
Yeah, but I think it's over.
Yeah, it felt like over for quite some time now. Yeah, target room for guilds, another castle at his back base. Just feels so weird. And yeah, now he's going for hand cannoneers. But suddenly, well, he's 50 pop behind and not having access to one of his gold spots and just surrounded by castles. At least still casting PogChamp. Yeah, we are close to 12 hours now. And Stark finally. GG's. And yeah, it felt like over for such a long time, but
we didn't really talk about predictions at the beginning, but is this kind of going similar to what you expected? Did you see one player being more favorable than the other?
Well, after 3 games, 2-1, obviously I think someone will be leading.
But is
And
it going the way you kind of imagined it would go? Did you think Vinchester had an advantage?
I think it would go at least 4 games, and I thought Vinchester had the small advantage, yeah. I would have probably predicted 3-1 Vinchester.
Yeah, I played with both players in team game tournaments, like on my team. I thought st4rk would win. I thought st4rk would frustrate st4rk's style would frustrate Vinchester, but Vinchester seems to be doing really well against it. So
yeah, well, Vinchester obviously this is a tournament made for him, right? He's mainly playing 1v1 Arabia. He is really the guy who can go back into his cave and just think about civilizations and strategies and come up with some creative stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good stuff for him. And now let's take a look at the leftover civilizations. We are now out of we didn't do that as a team. Vinchester doesn't have Marians and he doesn't have Magyars anymore. On the other side we don't have Berbers and we don't have Malians. So now we still have left Indians and Burmese for st4rk, and Celt and Goth, the kind of 2 surprise civilizations of Vinchester.
yeah, I've seen Vinchester play Goths a lot, even in Age of the Conquerors, right? It's kind of one of his favorite civilizations, like a niche civilization for him. He likes infantry, so it'll be interesting. Indians is kind of, I think Indians is really good, right? So that's kind of what I would expect st4rk to pick.
Bad? You mean Indians are bad?
No, I heard they're really good. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they are considered to be the best civilization by a lot of people. I feel they're certainly top 4, top 5. And really hasn't figured out yet which one is really the best civilization, but Indians, there's cheaper villages. Like, definitely a game where you aren't building villages. That's basically a bonus that only Eddie contributes.
Yeah, true. And even Eddie builds some villagers sometimes.
Yeah. At least in Feudal and Dark Age.
I'm predicting Vinchester will pick Goths and st4rk will pick Indians.
Okay, I will quickly need to push myself with some energy drinks because it's really getting late. I woke up early, didn't sleep a lot, and yeah, casting for 12 hours. So I will be back in 10 seconds. Wow. Okay, then I would say Mr. Ra. Introduce the players and the civilizations, please.
So let's see.
Okay.
No, my game was still loading. Vinchester with Goths, yes.
Yes.
And st4rk with Indians, okay. So I got it right.
Yeah, okay. And oh boy, why am I looking so confused when I look at this map? And why am I saying oh boy here, Ra?
They're extremely close to each other. And they're both kind of on the north side, one corner of the map. I assume that's the reason.
Indeed. And oh, look at that. All the boars in the middle, so many gold spots and stone spots. So laming is so easy. st4rk even going for the forward wood line here. And well, Vinchester just having such a great map. Look at that. Defensive gold spot, defensive stone spot, berries, wood. That all looks great.
But look at Vinchester. He's kind of taking his time, bringing his deer in, taking it easy. Of course, he doesn't realize how close they are. But if he did, he might be scouting a bit more aggressively, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Who calls a re here? No one. Both have a pretty good map in general. If they only see their map, most of them will be happy with their maps, I believe.
I think Vinchester's map is really good.
Yeah, he didn't scout the second gold yet, but yeah, wood.
Wood, berries, and gold all in the same spot. Can't ask for more.
Hmm?
And stone, really. So all four things within one screen. 2 towers would completely cover
Stark
them.
villager, let's take a look. Oh, villager, he tried to block, but why didn't the house block? That's so 2016. Like, he could have saved that villager so easily. He saw it early on.
Should be asking for a rematch now, right? What's the time limit?
What? 4 minutes? Yeah, he didn't do it.
That's really odd.
Did we have a re before?
I don't know. I don't remember one unless I missed it at the beginning. But
no, we didn't.
You know, you kind of have to ask for a re when it's, if you lose the game, you're out, and you just lost the villager right off the bat.
Yeah.
Doesn't get more clear cut than that, right? You don't even, for me at least, I wouldn't even have to think about it.
Yeah, it's 355.
Yeah. But maybe Stark is a more manly player than me. Doesn't care about villagers.
I'd go for a wild prediction and say at least his beard is more manly than you are. And
I've seen his beard.
Yeah, pretty nice, right?
Yeah, I can't disagree there.
Okay, so take a look. Second ball goes a bit better.
Maybe one reason was he really likes his map, and he kind of decided, okay, I have a nice map, but he doesn't realize Vinchester's map is just as nicer, right?
Oh, funny, look at how well he scouted. That's so weird. Oh, he instantly scouted in the right direction.
Yeah.
Let's just start here. Okay.
I would not have gone there. Would you have gone north?
No, that's why I'm saying it. It was so confusing to me.
Very fishy.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. Okay. Okay, so what will both go for? Kind of.
Vinchester missing some sheep.
Vinchester missing some sheep.
Just focused on getting the deer, and right there's some sheep kind of south of his base. You can see them, 2 sheep there.
Yeah.
But he's got 3 extra deers in, so maybe that's worth it.
Yeah, he didn't go for the scout at all yet.
The villager was really manly, womanly. She was fighting the scout without the loom.
Well, his own scout was around, so yeah, could have done quite a lot of damage. And that's interesting that he's still now going for the second lumber camp, and that he's still not scouting Vinch.
No, he's playing really funny. His scout is just sitting there. It's kind of
weird,
dangerous, right? It's very dangerous.
Yeah. And Stark could do anything to him.
Yeah, I think one thing that's kind of got him, relaxed is because all his resources are just so protected that, okay, even if Stark comes forward, it's not the biggest deal in the world. He'll still have wood, he'll still have gold.
Okay.
It's not like missing a forward would cost him the game. It would cost him some map control, but not the game.
Okay. And explain something to me. Like, I felt like only 2-3 months ago, when you went M&As, you always only sent 2 on gold. But nowadays, people are sending 3 on gold. What's going on there?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I've never really followed these build orders too closely, but maybe they want to switch faster into archers.
But it's weird because, like, if you are Goth, you just spam M&A normally, right?
Yes, you definitely don't need 3 typically, but let's see, especially with Goth and the cheaper men-at-arms.
Okay. Yeah, he is going for archer rangers as a team, sending 2 villagers forward there, and
he won't go for men-at-arms at all. Just gonna go for some spears.
Interesting, trying to counter the scout rush as it seems that he's participating.
I always find it tricky with Goth when you decide to go for men-at-arms. Do you make the militia and Dark Aids or not? I thought that's what he was doing. I thought he was waiting for Feudal to make the militia. But
yeah. The Viper always waits. Most of the other top players are actually building them. And yeah, indeed, he's going for Archer. spearman. Interesting. And
Only
did
one
he
spear, so that's good for him. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
waste
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, he's scouted double archery range, so. But that's weird because, like, he's anticipating Stark to go archers in the defense. Shouldn't he be the one having skirms and fletching then?
Well, I guess he anticipated scouts, like you said, not archers. So he started with the spear, and maybe he was hoping to go aggressive with some archers very early on. Obviously, it didn't work out like he was expecting.
Okay. Quick question: are you using speakers or headphones at the moment?
I am using headphones. Is it too loud?
Okay. No, sometimes I'm just hearing myself for a short second.
I brought the volume down. It should be a lot better now.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, mate. And now going for the blacksmiths, and Vinch just walling lots of the map here. And that will be interesting, because both going for mass archers as it seems, and maybe Vinchester's just counting on transitioning onto Huskars and Castle Age.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Now, he will be in a nice spot if, you know what, gets the 30 crossbows on each side, and then he starts making Huskarls. The other player makes camels or something. I think the Goth player would be ahead in that case, right?
Yeah,
let's see.
obviously. Okay, and like the scouting of Vinchester felt pretty fishy as well. Like, is there an indicator on the map that we are missing? That they are so close to each other, or?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. You're right, they found each other really fast, so...
Yeah, and it's like very unintuitive scouting, right?
Yeah, maybe they're both better players than us.
Yeah, most likely. That's why we are sitting here and they're sitting there.
Exactly.
Huh.
So Vinchester made quite a nice base for himself. Very big. Still not done walling, obviously. Let's see if Stark is going to be able to get in from behind. It looks like he will, right? And he's going to do some nice damage.
Well, I think he will kill one spear and somebody just needs to be pulled. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Stark is...
He ignores the spear.
Yeah, great job there.
Very good move. Very good move. You never want to attack the spear and kind of get the bell going. The spear is useless anyway. It's just... it's just kind of baiting you to attack, right? But... second villager, nice. Now he needs to run out. Let's see if he's going to make it out. Yeah, it's going to be tricky for him.
Well, if he sees that Vinch doesn't have any upgrades, I think he could just stay there. I think I would have... Now?
Well, Vinchester has +1, right?
Yeah, but just finished, so...
Ah, okay, I missed it. But I would run back as well. I think it's just outnumbered too much.
Yeah.
Oh, he's turning back. Really tricky.
Oh!
Did Vinchester see it somehow? He saw it, yes. Now he's trapping himself. He should at least take the hill. Let's see what he's gonna do. Vinchester's gonna massacre him. He's got the better micro too.
Yeah, Vinchester's micro is just incredible. Like, this one is pretty standard, but in general, I wouldn't play Expo fight against him for sure.
Another batch coming from Stark, but at this point I think he would just be suiciding them, right? Let's see.
Yeah, something like that. And, oh, I just wanted to check. Oh, we are slowly looking into the castle age. Is Vinchester already on stone? And look at that. 5 villagers already been sent. Yeah.
So what do you think are Stark's option in Castle Age?
Well, the typical reaction would be knights, right? But Indians do not have knights, so I think he has to go for longswordmen. Good thing for him is the distance is very short, so longswordmen are indeed an option. But
I think
most
that
likely
could be brutal, right? That could be brutal. Crossbows, longswordsmen against crossbows, Huskarls.
Well, yeah, okay. I can see that, and the problem is also the castle will most likely go up exactly where Doug would like to push, and he's adding a third archery range, so he will just stay on crossbows as it seems.
Maybe defense is his only option then? Try to get a castle up at his home or something?
Yeah, but then he has a castle and can't really build any units out of that. That will be interesting.
Indians get, they They get elephant archers. I thought they get some other type of elephant.
No, elephant archers, they aren't great. Good thing for him in the long run, he can get attacked that his hand cannoneers have +1 range. That could be an option. But
I think this is looking bad for Stark.
yeah, it will clearly be Vinchester, the one who decides how the game goes. But for now, we see 60% for Stark, and Vinchester still waiting for some food to click up.
Oh, Stark needs to clean up those archers. That'll make a big difference, right? Because he needs them gone before they turn into crossbows.
Yeah,
If he's gonna transition into long swords or camels or something, he needs to clear up the archers.
yeah, I believe camels is not really an option. I believe if he transitions into something, it can only be long swords. But it is so tough.
Oh, he let them go. I guess he's getting his castle age upgrade, and he thinks he wants to break in and do some damage, but obviously we see that he can't, so that's going to be a bit painful for him. He should have been able to figure out that he can't either, because he sees part of the wall behind the wall, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I think he would have been better off trying to pick up those 10 crossbows, put him in a better position. Now he's kind of stuck, not much he can do.
Maybe saw a hole there.
He's gonna try to break it anyway. Okay, interesting decision, right?
Well,
maybe the best decision.
Well, he's losing some for sure, and Vinch can just houseball behind there.
Yeah,
there's no chance of Stark.
The villager should come out soon.
Yeah, this is just a huge throw by Stark. What is he planning to do there?
I think it was just a really desperate move.
The other side, it was open at the right hand side, so not sure.
Well, Vinchester would have probably walled it in time, right? So
yeah,
he had to commit somewhere.
Well, did he really? Shouldn't he like just spread around?
He's getting desperate, right? Because he knows the Castle Age fight is gonna go really bad for him. He doesn't have a lot of options, like we just said.
Huh.
And Vinchester taking him away from his town center. But good micro from Stark so far. Won't last too long now that Vinchester has the upgrade.
Yeah. And Stark's thought, okay, I don't really need to go for botkin. But now Vinchester kind of forces him into it. And Vinch isn't adding 2 extra TCs, so he plays this pretty slowly as well. And Stark, 1 TC only at the moment. Because the second one didn't go up.
Yeah, that's not good news for him. He is ahead in population now, and he's gonna break in, so that's gonna be pretty big.
Well, now trying to rush for the
What
market.
do you think? Should he walk right in?
I think it's the only time that you can ever do damage. Yes. But normally I think, yeah, my guy
I would walk in and hit as I'm walking in, but don't do it the way he's doing it now. My god.
And most of the time, like, Vinch will have his castle up anyway, so also I think it's suicide.
He should walk in now. I think he should walk in. He's got skirmishers, so they can take the attack, and as he walks in, he can pick off the 5 crossbows. Not going for it. I guess he's very patient.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, now he's trying to squeeze through.
Wrong way.
Well, yeah. Well, even
left hand side. He doesn't see what we can see. Yeah.
Well, that will be the end of his army.
Yeah, that went really bad for him. Time to run back out.
Same time,
he's gonna do some damage.
Some aggression at the front. Well, military count is still 27-5 in his favor. But yeah, we're just waiting for some half scouts to come out. The big problem is really Vinchester was rushing to the castle, but Stark's boom didn't really start rolling. I think he should be more like at 65 villagers now than 55. And no ballistics as well.
Oh, here comes the Huskarls.
And they will just clean house. And start going for the +1 defense for his horses. That means he's going for camels. I'm not sure if that's the right reaction.
I think it's not so bad because Vinchester doesn't have any crossbows on the map anymore. Right? I don't think camels will do that bad against Huskarls one-on-one.
Oh, they don't have any damage output, right? Like
Don't have
6.
damage output, but they have twice the hit points.
Okay.
And cost-wise, they're more expensive, so you're right. I think they do worse than Huskarls, but it doesn't have that many options.
Oh, longswords.
Longswords, yeah. But you don't want to play the infantry game against Goth. I think either way, his tech is a lot worse. You know,
just
against that.
Just some longswords, then check into hand cannoneers.
Yeah. Monks will help. He's got one monastery up.
Yeah.
Monks do amazing against Huskarls, in my opinion. Huskarls have such a small field of vision, field of view, that they can't really see the monks.
Oh, okay. And
They just
material,
get
you're right,
converted.
but it's still, like, not enough, even if you have +1 defense extra. But yeah, Stark, a nice controlling game here, and now we can see the barracks for Vinch.
Going back aggressive. Rising.
Oh,
They have big balls.
okay. Ballistics obviously would be pretty sweet. It looks Stark scouting the right hand side of the map and seeing quite a lot of the relics here. Oh,
Vinchester off gold now. Of course, Vinchester still has his bad gold.
oh.
More than enough, I think, to be able to
Okay.
stand.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that one central gold here is one of Stark's. That's interesting.
Yeah, one of Stark's, but closer to Vinchester. Oh, good snipe.
Oh, but well, if you get one volley from the castle, that doesn't really help.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, Stark.
Nope,
Needs
time
to
to
run.
go home.
Okay, now anarchy coming.
Yeah,
And
but a lot of units came out.
well, nice positioning for sure. He's even having the hill advantage there with his crossbows, and I believe the pikemen are coming too late. This was a good engagement for Stark, I have to say.
I think he targeted the pikemen really well there.
Yeah, looks like it, but well, in the end, still.
He's gonna lose it.
Oh, more camels coming.
I don't know if this aggression is gonna really pay off though. We'll see. He's still coming out ahead. I just think Goth's army is a lot more cost effective, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Stark's army cost double to win that fight. He probably had double the resources invested in army.
Well, tough to say. Okay, Iron Casting now for Vinchester really wants to continue with his damage output, and maybe Stark thinks he's controlling all the gold spots there because he sees two aggressive ones, but well, he shouldn't know himself that he only has.
I think you're right. I think that's kind of what's driving him. He wants to starve him of gold.
Oh, not getting a lot of damage done here against all those pikemen.
Yeah,
Sweet
some free
for him.
kills.
3 monks
And
still.
there's only like 3 Huskarls, but the monks can take all of them.
Yeah, one already is converted, and now he's starting to convert.
Yeah.
Ah, but look at that, the production is real here for Vinchester.
Good converts and kind of bad mix by Vinchester. You should have mixed in more Huskarls, in my opinion.
Ah, so true. And Stark's resources, look at that, he's up now. And let's take a look at the other side. We only have 200 food here and 600 gold. Maybe Stark can pull this one off.
Yeah, this is really surprising to me how well it's going for him, and if he can keep up that control in the middle for a bit longer, then it's kind of his game, right?
Well, yeah, it is, but The question is, when will Vinchester push? And he's adding more barracks. Look at that. Now he's basically producing out of 5 production facilities here, or even 6. And
Usually when one player clicks Imperial is when the other player loses the big fight, right? I mean, let's see, he got some good converts there, but not enough. There's too many Huskarls this time.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose it for sure, in my opinion. Let's see.
And it's already pulling everything on the left hand side, and now Vinch has a small timing where he needs to kind of do the damage, right? And this could be where Stark kind of needs to buy some stone and get a defensive castle up. Let's see if he can build in time. I think he can. And Stark now switching on to champions.
I think looking back, Stark shouldn't have clicked Imperial so fast. Probably invested in some more longswords or camels or something and kind of maintain the pressure, right? That would have worked a lot better for him. Now he's about to get some crazy raids on him. Vinchester is just going nuts.
Well, let's see. He has a nice amount of villagers, needs to squeeze out some to the south, so that will help out quite a bit, I would say. And Vinchester now on the way to Imperial Age as well. This castle at the front, so desperately needed, but will it do enough damage is the big question.
This is looking like Vinchester's game now.
Is it really?
It is to me, it is. I don't know how Stark is going to survive this. Vinchester should be able to idle a lot of his economy. I think, to me, that one fight is kind of the game changer. Stark is going to lose his first town center on the right hand side.
Okay.
And he's probably going to lose the second, and all gold basically.
Okay, so let's take a look. We are looking into swordsman, no 2-hand swordsman upgrades so far. And some camels around as well, so that Stark, oh god, Stark is running over the whole map. Let's get gold at the side.
He's looking for gold.
Yeah, he's not getting the resources on the map. I believe that's a biggest problem. If he had like 15 more longswords there, I think it was fine.
I think he just clicked Imperial a little bit too fast.
I think he's not using his resources. Look at that! Now he's going for hand cannoneers, but he needed some champions earlier. Oh, he screwed up that transition. Yeah, I kind of have
Trebs
to.
are going to come out from Vinchester soon. As soon as he hits Imperial, clear up that castle, and then a good game. It's a good game. I don't even know if it will go that long. Those Huskarls just shut down your entire economy.
Oh man.
Well, we wanted to have a 5th game, but it doesn't look like it's happening.
Okay, Stark. Now at least you get some hand cannoneers out. But yeah, Huskar even running through the TC and not really, through the castle, not really getting too much damage. And suddenly Vinchester is over 40 villagers ahead. How did that happen?
A lot of dead villagers.
Okay.
And more going down still, right?
Okay, another TC here right inside for Stark. Is there maybe an option that Stark can stabilize and can get onto like 40 hand cannoneers and defend? Trying to go for more walls.
I don't think it's an option. It's not an option for me. I don't think he can come back. Putting a castle down on the bottom, so side.
That's a good option. And hand cannoneer as well. He still isn't using to full potential. Now perfusion even Vinchester. Like his production wasn't enough. Okay, top 80 now for Stark, just losing stuff left and right. Trying to catch up with more villagers, but
double the villager count almost now.
Oh boy, 67 villagers, yeah, that's so evil. And, well, KotD isn't looking too much in his favor as well.
I don't think hand cannoneers are that effective against Huskarls that you can turn it around even with half the villagers. They work well against them, but not that well. Huskarls even get a bonus against them, right?
Yeah, I think so as well, yeah. Okay, Stark stabilized a bit for now. We just had 120 villagers. Trying to queue up some more.
Kind of the calm before the storm. Or
Something like
Vinchester
that.
finishes it.
Oh, yeah, feels like it.
Bringing out the trebs. And fighting on the south side, I'm not so sure about that one. That seems suicidal, but I don't think it will matter.
Yeah, he wanted to go for the raid. And look how many villagers he's picking up nonetheless there.
But good fight for st4rk. I mean, can't expect a lot better.
Yeah, well, but still 95 pop against 160 and the flood continues here. So many half-skulls sending more and more forward, and I believe if this castle goes down, st4rk's hopes are going with it, and only now going for +2 defense. No +1 range for his hand cannoneers here, sending more and more over, but simply too heavily outnumbered here.
And the Huskarls were sitting there taking a beating, but he still has so many more, he just keeps spamming them. There's no chance.
Oh, now surrounding. If he wants closes the distance, they will just shred those hand cannoneers. God damn it.
They kill a hand cannoneer in 2 shots.
Yeah, it looks like it.
They do so much. They have a big bonus against them because hand cannoneers are the same as arbalests or archer line, and Huskarls have a bonus against the archer line, so they do some crazy amount of damage against it.
st4rk now going for heavy camel. Well, still not a fan of that. Maybe he wants to go for imperial camel in the long run.
I don't think there will be a long one. I'm predicting good game in about 1 minute.
Okay, yeah. Seems like it. All the hand cannoneers at the front going down. I believe we could be under 1 minute because this is exactly now. Good luck next. GG. st4rk is out and Vinchester going into the top 8. This felt like st4rk had a better shot in this one, right?
Yeah, I don't think the civs work out that great for st4rk. It was, you know, the civs and the strategies that were chosen. I don't think he really ever had a shot at it.
Yeah, maybe some more castle aggression needed, but not really against the castle when it's up. Maybe some more feudal aggression, especially after he scouted the short distance so early. And I believe a longswordman push or a longswordman defense makes so much more sense, and he had so many resources, like 2k and 800, and just waited for his hand cannoneer production, and as we all know, chemistry takes ages, and then he just lost 40 villages just waiting for hand cannoneers.
Yeah, makes me wonder how it would have gone if he went longswords like you said and kind of kept the pressure up, but we'll never know.
Oh man.
Anyway, good game, Nilly. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being around.
I haven't watched a live game.
You haven't watched a live game?
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, thank you and have a great night.
Yeah, you too, mate.